Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity girls soccer contest between the visiting Flyers of Framingham High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. It is senior day for the Brookline High girls soccer team. So today's contest is played in honor of members of the class of 2026, including Elin Lindgren-Palm, Amalia Lindgren-Palm, Julia Vianello, Jada Kimbrough, Priscilla Hill, Mirabelle Kesselman, Eva Berkson, and Lila Cannon. Good. How are you, fellas? Good, fellas. We're slated for a slightly earlier start today. It was put on the it was moved up on the schedule from 4 p.m. to 3:45 p.m. So, we'll see how soon we'll be starting. They just had the captains' meetings at midfield with the officials. And a note, as always, when I'm here at Skyline, the Wi-Fi can sometimes be kind of choppy here, unfortunately, but the audio for this broadcast should still come through well enough, and I'm recording the video at the same time that I'm live streaming it, and I'll be able to upload the fully recorded version of this broadcast later tonight. Just wanted to add a note to the live chat for anyone who joins this broadcast later so that they also know that as choppy as the video may be during the live stream, the audio should still come through fine, and I'll be uploading some good video later tonight on this channel. And, of course, speaking of the live chat, I encourage audience participation, as always, either in the live chat here on YouTube or via email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen if you would like to send me any messages, any shout-outs to the team or to a player, maybe to your favorite senior, anything like that. But we're about to get this game underway in just a moment here. Brookline coming into this contest with a record of 4 wins, 7 losses, and 5 ties. Last Friday's most recent MIAA Division I power rankings had Brookline at 15th, which does put them in position to go back to the state tournament this year. For Framingham, they come in with a record of 4-8-4, so very close to Brookline record-wise. Strength of schedule has them lower in the power rankings at 25th. These two teams did face off in Framingham back on September 18th, fighting to a 1-1 draw. Brookline getting their lone goal from Haley Ament, assisted by Kaylee Coe. And so we'll see what we have in store here today. We see the Brookline squad huddling up, getting ready to take the field, as Framingham getting ready to take the field as well. Brookline, over their last 4 games, they've gone 0-2-2, a pair of losses to Natick and Newton North, and then a scoreless tie against Milton and a 1-1 tie at Wellesley that we saw here on this channel. That was the last game that I covered for this team. They're getting set for the start of this first half. I do believe Brookline's got all of their seniors out on the field here to start this one off. A forward line of Jada Kimbrough, Lila Cannon, and Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Julia Vianello on the wing. Eva Berkson in the midfield. Mirabelle Kesselman and Elin Lindgren-Palm along that back line. And here we go. Brookline versus Framingham underway as this one is kicked way upfield, goes over the head. It's going to be corralled by Brookline, taken into the corner, and a pass just misses there. That pass attempted, I believe, by Kaylee Coe. Throw in for Framingham, and they're just going to miss. It's going to bounce out of bounds. It's going to be a little hard for me to see into the corner. As you can see, a whole bunch of fans and cheerleaders have shown up to support the girls' soccer team here today. But you guys should have a good view here with the sky-high tripod we got going on. Mirabelle Kesselman gives it to Elin Lindgren-Palm, sends back to the outside, looking for Kesselman. And Kesselman now kicks it up the line, but that's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to give it back to Framingham. Throw in along the far side, an instant steal from Brookline. The kick deflects down. Fighting for it is Amalia Lindgren-Palm. She's going to pass it back to her sister, Elin. Elin Lindgren-Palm slides it across there to, I believe that is Coe. Yep, Coe's pass deflected out of bounds by Framingham's number 4, Lexi Sullivan, and it will be a Brookline throw-in. We're in our blind spot here on the near side around midfield. The throw-in does get to Jada Kimbrough, who dribbles towards the middle, sends a pass back to Kesselman. Kesselman going to lift it up the far side, racing up for it. Corralling the ball across her into the box. It's going to be caught by the keeper there. A good rush there up that far side for Brookline. I think that was Priscilla Hill down the far side as she's got the far side wing here to start. With all the seniors starting for Brookline here. Berkson passes back to Coe. Her kick deflected, and my mistake, that's not Kaylee Coe, that's Juliana Siegel. Throw in now for Framingham, again from our blind spot, near side midfield. A battle for the ball. Players getting tangled up, and it's kicked away by Hannah Greer. Up to Cannon. Cannon's pass back, intercepted by number 21, Molly Donahue for Framingham. Donahue taking down the far side, trying to fit a pass through. No room there. It's intercepted by Kesselman. Kesselman jukes out an opponent, now kicks one, flips the field down to the Framingham end. Number 20 going to race that one down. Pass it to the outside to Lexi Sullivan. Sullivan up to 14. 14's pass over to Donahue. Sends it to the outside to 15, Georgia Murphy. Murphy's pass to the middle, back to Donahue. Donahue across to number 17, Nina Tidgen-Lemon. Lemon's pass back, and now a pass up the line is going to miss, and it's going to be chased down by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm sending it upfield for Cannon. Cannon knocks it back to Kesselman. Kesselman going to slide it across to Siegel. Siegel looking around. Pass to the outside to Vianello. Vianello turn around, heading upfield, crosses midfield, trying to fit one through, and fits it through to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm cut off there by Sullivan, but she's staying after the ball, and it's knocked away by Framingham. Almost a beautiful connection there from Vianello to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. As this ball taken back by Kesselman, pass back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Elin fakes the kick and dribbles up with it. Now sending a kick upfield. Racing after it is Hill. Hill, the crosser into the box. Nobody quite there, but Kimbrough's given chase. Kimbrough's got the ball. Kimbrough jukes. Kimbrough shoots, and it's saved. A limited angle there, but still great hustle from Jada Kimbrough to create an early chance that time. The Framingham keeper coming up with the save that time. This one headed down by Greer. Rolls up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Sends a pass up to Kimbrough. Kimbrough looking around. Needs an outlet. Passes back to Siegel. Siegel across to Greer. Back to Siegel. Siegel taps it across the field to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Sends it up to Amalia. Amalia passes it back to Siegel again. Siegel pops it forward, and it's going to be covered up by the goalie. Lila Cannon was trying to race in for it, but that went a little too far out in front of her. Not sure of the name of the Framingham keeper. She's wearing number 0, and sometimes goalies are hard to identify off of a roster, as that one goes off the head of Donahue, kicked up in the air by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Bouncing along, Framingham going to tap it to their back line and kick it away. Kesselman. Oh, we've got a jersey number change here today. Number 8 is actually Rose Shorett, not Juliana Siegel. Pardon me. Elin Lindgren-Palm with the ball here. Pass up the line to Hill. Sends it to the middle to Berkson. Back out to Hill. Hill going to stop and pass it back to Elin, who sends it over to Kesselman. Kesselman going to send it up the middle and find Kimbrough. Kimbrough swarmed by defenders, and it's taken away. Recovered there by number 14, Aranza Ramirez. Gives it over to Lemon. Lemon sends it down the far side, and I think that's going to roll out of bounds. For Framingham, number 24, Maya Svelik was giving chase, but no dice there. It'll be a goal kick for Chloe Price. Sends it over to Shorett. This one passed back and forth over to Lindgren-Palm. Elin Lindgren-Palm sends it to the outside to Kesselman. Kesselman picking up speed down the far side, sending one up, and it's cut off by the Framingham defense. This one is going to be stolen back by Greer to the outside. Hill poked loose, but it's going to be recovered in open space by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Sends it back to Kesselman, floats it across the field. Now Greer kicking it forward. Knocked away there towards the middle, right to Cannon. Cannon taps it back to Berkson. Now over to Vianello on the near side. Vianello battling around that near side and just going to let it roll out of bounds. And wasting no time, rushing the throw in over to Kimbrough, and Kimbrough loses control of it out of bounds. And fans, we've got a special guest joining me on the broadcast now. My color commentator and Brookline High junior, Nico Wise. Nico, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. Took a little bit to get up here, but we're here. Glad to be here now.
Yeah, no, you gotta love that after-school traffic. Always a killer. This one recovered by Kesselman, given over to Elin Lindgren-Palm, sending it out to the far side, looking for Hill. Hill giving chase, and that one's just gonna roll out of bounds. And we got our first note in the live chat from a Brookline High soccer alum, Riley Jernigan, who saying, "Go Brookline" in the live chat. Love to see that. Thank you for tuning in, Riley. A battle for the ball along the far side, and that one's just going to roll out of bounds. Framingham ball. Throw in, and it's knocked out of bounds again. Framingham slowly moving their way up the field.
Yeah, definitely, Jesse. And we'll see what Brookline does here. I mean, the repeated pressure from this Framingham side, see if Brookline can win possession.
And not on that one is simply going to be knocked out of bounds by Priscilla Hill. This throw-in goes off the head of Elin Lindgren-Palm, headed down by Donahue. And Ramirez chops that one up in the air, deflects a couple of times, and it's popped up in the air by Kesselman. Ramirez chasing it down in open space. Her pass is blocked by Kimbrough, and Berkson sends it upfield. I think it's going to be fought for and won by the Flyers. They pass it back. Now sent to the outside. This is Sullivan. Sullivan sending it up that far side, and that one's going to miss. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Quick throw in for Brookline to Shorett. Shorett taps it over to Vianello. Tight space there, and it's just knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Brookline.
Yeah, well done there from Brookline.
Throw in. Kimbrough battling, and Sullivan's going to take this one away. A pass a little too hard, but they're going to say the contact from Kimbrough a little too hard. Foul is called.
Yeah, see what Framingham's able to do here. See if they look to get a foot somewhere on the ball. I think a little too far, Jesse, for them to think about it.
Well, we'll see what kind of kicking range we get here from number 20, Ava Callahan. And she's going to try to lift it into the box, and it's going to be caught out of the air by Chloe Price. And I think you were right, Nico. They didn't really try for the shot. They were trying. That one looked more like it was lifting up, looking for a header.
Yeah, Jesse. See if they switch on. Maybe going for a shot if it's a closer attempt, but Jesse, I think that was the play, even though it didn't work out there for Framingham.
This one bouncing along, and it's kicked away by Greer, downed there by Callahan. Callahan kicks it upfield, walled down by Shorett, but recovered by Ramirez. Ramirez sending one upfield, has a target, but the last wall of defense is Mirabelle Kesselman battling here with what looks to be number 9 on Framingham's roster, which was not on the roster that I saw, so not sure who that is. But the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, Jesse, see if Brookline can build up here. Framingham's definitely been the dominant possession for the last few minutes. See if Brookline can get an offensive chance here.
It's been a little while since Brookline's last offensive chance. They got a close look from Jada Kimbrough earlier, but a nice save from the Framingham netminder denied her that time, and Brookline going to be denied possession there as that one bounces off the back of Amalia Lindgren-Palm and out of bounds. Throw in here, immediately booted out of bounds. Another throw in popped up in the air by the Flyers. Downed by Donahue. Donahue being pressured by Amalia Lindgren-Palm and runs out of room, but they're going to say that was tapped out by Amalia. Throw in, kept in bounds this time by Brookline as it deflects around and going to be stolen away by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Pass back to Shorett, upfield, and it's knocked away from Murphy by Kimbrough. Kimbrough trying to send it up, but not enough on it, but she steals it back for herself and battling with Murphy for the ball, but Murphy is going to take it, and Murphy sends it up, blocked there by Kesselman, booted away by Shorett. Down the near side, kept in bounds by Kimbrough, sending it upfield, looking for Vianello, but it's going to be chased down and knocked out of bounds by number 6, Madison Steenberg.
Well, Jesse, a good offensive effort there from the Brookline attacking front. With the throw in here, let's see if Brookline can get anything done, get a shot on net.
And it's going to be quickly cleared out by Framingham. Shorett knocks it off a Framingham player out towards the near side, kept in bounds, I believe, by Murphy. Knocked right back there by, I think, Greer. Deflecting around, taken by Donahue. Donahue's pass does get up to Svelik. Svelik over to Ramirez. Ramirez's kick intercepted there by Hill. Hill. Pass back. Elin Lindgren-Palm. Tries a pass. It's deflected, but does get up to Hill. Hill trying to turn the corner there. Knocked away, that time by Lemon. Now a pass to the middle to Ramirez. Ramirez across to Callahan. Callahan from the back line. She's moving up. Her pass deflected away by Vianello. Recovered by Donahue. Donahue sending it to the outside. Finds her target. Cutting up field. And Elin Lindgren-Palm, the last line, stops that advance there, and it's kicked away by Hill. Kept in bounds by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Battling along that far side. She sends a pass back. That one kind of misses Elin, but it's going to be recovered by Kesselman. Kesselman jukes around Svelik there. And now slides a pass across to Shoret. Shoret's pass deflected, but Vianello comes back for it and collides there with Ramirez. Greer recovers the ball, passes back. Shoret kicks it off ahead, going the wrong way, and Kimbrough takes advantage. Kimbrough racing up with the ball. Kimbrough cutting towards the middle, walled off there by Callahan. They're going to battle for that ball. It's going to roll out. Brookline ball. Vianello to throw it in. Goes to Cannon. Cannon. Turnaround pass to Berkson. Berkson fires. It was blocked, and it's an easy pickup for the Framingham goalie.
Yeah, Jesse, good effort there. I thought Berkson might have taken that one on the first attempt, but a good effort, nothing.
Goalie punt, deflects down. Berkson tapping it across over to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm dribbling around, pass it back to her sister Elin. Elin to the outside. Hill barely gets her foot on it and gets it back to Berkson. Over to Elin Lindgren-Palm and across to Greer and back to Kesselman. Now back out to the near side to Shoret. Shoret sends it upfield, knocked down by Murphy. Vianello comes back to knock it towards the middle where it's taken by Greer. Greer passes it back to Shoret. Shoret at around midfield with it, being pressured by Svelik, and Svelik does take the ball away. Svelik lost the ball. It's taken back by Shoret. Pass back to Kesselman, who swings it across to Elin Lindgren-Palm along that back line. Kicks it up the middle, bouncing along, blocked, and then recovered by Hill. Hill going to boot it upfield, but a little too far, and an easy pickup for the Framingham keeper. Was trying to see if they could lead that one for Jada Kimbrough, but so hard to get a jump on those leading passes without jumping off sides. You need to have perfect timing and a great burst of speed for plays like that. Natalie Peck kicks that one upfield and out of bounds.
Jesse, after the first few minutes, Framingham really looked like the dominant side, and after this, I think they're just, at least on that possession, they were just trying to get rid of the ball. Brookline, this offense, definitely looking a little more in tune than the first few minutes.
Elin Lindgren-Palm sends that pass back to Kesselman. Kesselman going to boot this one upfield, knocked down by Murphy towards the middle. Kimbrough gets a touch over to Cannon. Cannon moving in. Tried to fight through to the defender. No dice. Ava Callahan again. The big defensive wall for Framingham in this first half. Elin Lindgren-Palm sends it up that far side. It's a battle for the ball. Tough scrum for it. Lost out of bounds. Going to stay with Brookline. Quick throw in to Cannon. Lost it. Poked away, but they're going to call the foul. And this could be a big opportunity for Brookline on the free kick.
Yeah, Jesse, almost the same distance as that Framingham free kick. So I don't know if Brookline has the distance, although they are moving it a little closer. I would see Greer can just get a ball somewhere in possession where Brookline attacker can get something on it.
Hannah Greer kicking this one. And that one sliced kind of shallow, and it's headed away out of the box immediately by the Flyers. That's going to go off the head of Berkson to the outside, where it's going to be recovered by number 4, Nev Kesselman. Kesselman trying to turn around and head up that far side wing. But it's going to be knocked away by the Framingham defense. As that one, I think we got another foul call. I think they called Svelik on that one.
Yeah, Jesse, that was a pretty obvious one there. Little lackluster laziness on the defensive side of the ball so far here for Framingham. See if Brookline, because they've been pouring on the pressure, Jesse. They've definitely looked stronger than they did the first few minutes.
Mirabel Kesselman with the goal, with the free kick. It's bouncing in. Amalia Lindgren-Palm collecting the ball. Battling in a tight space here. Her kick is walled off, but that's going to roll out the back line. That might have actually been a really smart play by Amalia Lindgren-Palm there to draw the corner.
Yeah, Jesse, if you're not able to recycle the ball and reset the possession, I mean, that's the idea there. Just get it off the foot of a Framingham player and corner kick here.
Berkson lifts it high, deflects down. Kimbrough knocks it in! Jada Kimbrough, happy senior day. Brookline is on the board first.
Jesse, a lovely one there, and timely player to get that one. Jada Kimbrough on her senior night. Great goal here for Brookline. Brookline strike first, Jesse. I think this is what they needed. Get the momentum flowing.
It is Jada Kimbrough off the assist from her fellow senior Eva Berkson on the corner kick. And Brookline has the 1-0 lead here in the first half. That one going to fly all the way down to the waiting arms of Chloe Price. Price going to punt this one. Downed by Kimbrough. Kimbrough's pass intercepted by Murphy. Murphy, a pass to the middle to Donahue. Back to Callahan, up to Donahue. Donahue's pass blocked there by Berkson. And it's going to be taken by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. She's going to send a leading pass for Berkson down the far side. Berkson trying to pick up speed, but she might lose control of the dribble. That one is knocked out. And is this going to be Brookline ball, Framingham ball?
This should be Brookline ball. This should be a throw-in as well.
Well, the officials coming down far side, and it looks like they disagree with you, Nico. It looks like they're saying Framingham ball.
Well, Jesse, you got half of it right. It is a throw-in.
That's true.
That one will be
well, now it's a Brookline. You know what? You're just a few seconds ahead. That's all. You're gazing into the future, and you didn't know. Oh, and actually, it is a.
Yeah,
wait, now it's a corner?
I think, yeah. I mean, it must have deflected, but.
Anyway, Berkson lifts it in again, and it's booted out immediately by Framingham. They don't want to let that ball touch the ground. They know what happened on the last one. Berkson's pass finds a target here. That's Nev Kesselman cutting around, firing a long kick, and it's going to be well wide of the box, out of bounds.
Another good effort here for Brookline. I mean, I think after this goal, they can't just sit back and wait, play a more defensive block. They have to keep this aggression, and that's what they're doing. Unlucky to not get one there.
Brookline keeping up the pressure, hoping to add to their 1-0 lead that they have courtesy of the goal from Jada Kimbrough, assisted by Eva Berkson. This one deflects into open space. Going to be kicked away by Framingham as they try and move it up the far side. That one knocked out of bounds. Last touch there by number 12, Astrid Nigrovic. Throw in. Fighting for the ball. The pass goes too far back. And Peck is going to have to race back for that one. Her kick knocked out of bounds by Amalia Lindgren-Palm.
Yeah, Jesse, unlucky there. I mean, if you're framing him there in any sort of position where the ball just kind of rolls back to your defensive line, your goal is just to boot it up, and they're going to get the throw in here, excuse me.
Donahue taps it back and forth. And that's going to be out of bounds, Brookline ball. And Nico, we're all so grateful to have you on this broadcast. I know that you're a little under the weather right now. Your throat's kind of sore, but we appreciate you being able to bring just however much commentary you can bring. As Vianello has a big chance here, coming down the near side, crosser, rolls in, knocked away by the Framingham defense, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, Jesse, unlucky. Cannon couldn't get the first step there. Or else that's a one-on-one quick shot against the keeper, and could have been 2-0 there for Brookline. So Framingham lucky to get out of that.
Throw in is going to go to Kimbrough. Kimbrough battling in the corner. Sends a pass back to Vianello. Vianello cutting around the defense towards the middle, tapping it back to Greer. Greer sending it back. A little bit of miscommunication with the back line, but does get to Nigrovic. Now over to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Back to Nigrovic. Nigrovic running up. Pass barely got away, and that's going to be knocked back by Framingham. Knocked back down, but recovered by the Flyers. Callahan taking this one up. Launches one too far, and an easy pickup for Price.
Yeah, unlucky there, Jesse. One of the few Framingham good opportunities in the past few minutes. Wasted there. See if Brookline get on the counter.
Punted by Price. Bouncing along. Recovered by Murphy. Up to Ramirez. Back to Donahue. Further back to Callahan. Callahan. Pass misses wide. Intercepted by Vianello. Vianello's pass curves back as Cannon comes back to get it. Now kicking one forward, looking for Kimbrough. Kimbrough corrals it. Hard turn around. Kimbrough's got an opening. Kimbrough passes forward, deflects back, and that shot, just missed.
Oh, Jesse, I mean, if goal is just a foot bigger, I mean, that's top corner. What an opportunity for Jada Kimbrough to get her second of the night. Unlucky.
Oh, my gosh. Kimbrough and Cannon battling up towards that ball. Goal kick coming from Callahan. Deflected down by Donahue. Rolls over to Lemon. Lemon's pass to the outside, going to be intercepted by Nev Kesselman. Pass it back to Nigrovic. Now they send it upfield. Amalia Lindgren-Palm try to touch to the outside. A hard battle for the ball, and Nev Kesselman comes away with it. Pass to the middle. Kimbrough again. Kimbrough going to turn around and try and reset the play here for Brookline as she gets it back to Mirabel Kesselman. Mirabel running up that near side, sending one forward. Maybe a little too much on that one. Is going to be an easy pickup for the Framingham keeper. (1-0) the score in favor of Brookline here in the first half of this senior day game. As Framingham trying to push it upfield. That one's knocked back by Greer and deflected to the outside by Berkson. Finds a target. That's Nev Kesselman. Kesselman sending one up for a streaking Amalia Lindgren-Palm coming down the far side. Lindgren-Palm looking for an opening, trying to gain the edge, and a limited angle shot. Got it off of a defender, got it off the goalie, I think, and that's going to be a corner.
Yeah, just deflected off the goalie. A great opportunity again there for Brookline. I mean, they've just been pouring on the pressure here. And another corner set up here for Brookline.
And Amalia Lindgren-Palm again making the smart choice in an area where her attack opportunities were limited to give her team a chance at a corner kick here. Berkson sending it in again. She's got one assist on a corner kick already today. This one comes in a little shallow, headed up in the air. Bouncing. Nev Kesselman taps it forward, but nobody's there for that one. Easy pickup for the keeper. And that earlier assist from Eva Berkson, the second on the season for her and the second of her career. For Jada Kimbrough, her second goal of this season and sixth of her career. Is a throw-in for Framingham. Bouncing along that far sideline, and it's going to be out of bounds Brookline ball. This one deflecting back and forth, taken by Nigrovic. Pass over to Mirabel Kesselman. Boots it upfield, finds Cannon. Cannon sending one out to the near side to Vianello. Vianello with a 2-on-2 rush, trying to fit one through to Kimbrough. Kimbrough's got it, racing down the near side, trying to cross her, deflected. They're trying to crash in for it. It's loose. Vianello's kick is blocked out. It'll be another corner for Brookline.
Yeah, Vianello unlucky to not get something going there. But again, another Brookline corner. Another great opportunity here for Brookline coming up.
And they're sending Berkson back to send the corner kick once again. This time from the right side. This one flies in, goes off the head of Cannon, straight up in the air. Another one heads it up, and it's booted away by Framingham. Now the Flyers trying to work on the counter, but they've run out of teammates to pass to, as that's an easy pickup for Mirabel Kesselman. Sends it up the far side to her younger sister, Nev. Nev Kesselman sends it up, finds Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm charging in from the far side again. Jukes trying to fit a pass through, and it's kicked away that time. I think that was Ramirez who kicked that one away for Framingham, as that one's actually still in bounds. And now it's knocked out of bounds. And we got some subs checking in on both sides, looks like. Or no, just on Framingham's side as they get ready to throw it in.
Yeah, see if Brookline can trap Framingham in this position. I mean, this isn't the spot you want to be in. I mean, Brookline's been pouring on this pressure. They are playing up a little higher than you would expect. See if Brookline could win possession.
And that one lost out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Framingham. And this throw-in bounces. Now lost out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Brookline. So they are going to get the ball back. Not as far down, but still on the opposing side of the field, even if it's just past midfield. This throw-in misses Cannon, and it's going to be taken there by Donahue. Pass up the line, and now a pass back to Callahan, who boots it upfield. Deflected down by Nigrovic, and she could not keep it in bounds, and it will now be a Framingham throw-in.
Yeah, see if Framingham can get something going, but you got to give credit, Jesse. All of Brookline's players have just done a great job so far this game, limiting the offensive pressure for this Framingham side.
This throw-in is going to stay with Framingham. Now this throw-in deflects towards the middle. It's going to be kicked away by Brookline's number 6, Paige Hammond. And now pushing up with it is Ramirez. And they're going to call her for the push in the back against Nigrovic. She was trying to get positioning for that bouncing ball, Nico, and couldn't do it cleanly.
Yeah, Jesse, I've seen a few times so far this game. I think you have two. As soon as Framingham loses possession, they go to try and win the ball back, but just a little too aggressive most of the time.
Mirabel Kesselman kicking this one. It goes off the head of Svelik and deflects down. Kimbrough gets to the ball, sends it up the line looking for Vianello. Vianello charging in with it. Vianello, crosser flies in across the field. Deflects around. That's off a hand. And there's no call.
Jesse, I'm just as stunned as you are. I mean, Brookline, the sideline, the teammates, everyone was searching for that. Brookline doesn't get it.
And that would have been a PK chance because she was in the penalty box when that hit her hand.
I'm just as surprised in the reasoning why that wasn't a penalty.
The only thing I can think is that we've only got it was on the far side, and the far side official was back around midfield with the near side official up close near that place. So neither of them had the best angle to see it, maybe. That's the only thing I can think. You know, sometimes you just get unlucky about which refs are close enough to see the play. You know, the refs are human. What can you do? This is Kaylee Coe with the ball. Gets a pass back to Mirabel Kesselman. Kesselman being pressured and still keeps possession as that one deflects out of bounds. But boy, gutsy effort there from Mirabel Kesselman. If she lost that ball, this could have been a tie game very easily. Coe battling. Tight space here on the near side. Framingham applying pressure. Kicked away there by Mirabel Kesselman. Could not be kept in bounds by Alexa Lieberman-Wingirter. It'll be a throw-in for Framingham. And they're going to boot this one into the box. And an easy grab off the bounce for Chloe Price. Price going to go for the throw. Up that far side to Nev Kesselman. And she's blocked on that advance there. Now a pass back is going to be intercepted or almost intercepted by Cannon, taken instead by Callahan. But Cannon going to chase back and take it away, get it back to Hammond. Hammond further back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm sends it upfield, looking for Lieberman-Wingirter. A weird ricochet moves it forward, but Callahan is going to get back there first and send it back to the keeper. Popped up to the far side, sent up the line. Deflected, and I think this is taken by Juliana Siegel as she gets tripped up there.
Yeah, Jesse, again, I mean, going back to it, Framingham loses possession.
That's Juliana with 11. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry, folks. I was just confirming that Rose Shorett and Juliana Siegel have swapped jersey numbers today. So today, Juliana Siegel is 11 and Rose Shorett is 8. Free kick chance for Brookline here. Mirabelle Kesselman lifts this one into the box. Header chance. Oh, that goes just wide. I think that went off the head of Siegel.
Yeah, Jesse, it's so hard to really get a great connection, especially when the ball's coming in off your head. Fortunately, couldn't get the right connection there.
And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick, so it actually was last touched by a Framingham defender after it went off of Siegel's head. And so it'll be Siegel sending in this corner kick, another corner chance for Brookline. Could they deliver on another corner score? Siegel's pass comes in low, right to Cannon, though. Cannon trying to turn around, sends a pass back, and it gets away from Hammond, and it's taken away by Donahue. Framingham trying to pass through the chaos, but it's intercepted, and Lieberman-Wingirter just did not get her foot on that one the right way. She was trying to launch that one.
Yeah, downhill, I don't mind that. I mean, that's a decent effort. I mean, that's striking distance.
Goalie punting this one. Goes off a foot. Deflects back off the foot of Hammond to the outside. Bright sun peeking through the clouds. Suddenly, what is this? The right of the row here at Helm's Deep? What is this glare? Taken away by Mirabelle Kesselman, sent upfield. And it's going to be picked up there by the Framingham keeper. It's been so dark and overcast this whole afternoon. It's not supposed to get brighter when it gets later.
Well, Jesse, I mean, it found a little bit of peek through from the clouds.
Oh, thank goodness. There it goes. That was wild. Down the near side, it's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be Brookline ball. Elin Lindgren-Palm throws it in. Battling for it is Lieberman-Wingirter. Taps it over to Hammond. Hammond crossing midfield with it, sending one forward, but it's cut off and knocked away there by the defense of Nala of Framingham. Ball goes back to Elin Lindgren-Palm, sending it up the middle to her sister Amalia. Now back to Mirabelle Kesselman. Just casually walking with it. She slides it across to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Lindgren-Palm walking it up. A pass knocked away there by Lexi Sullivan, headed down by Elin Lindgren-Palm over to Hammond. Hammond back to Mirabelle Kesselman. Kesselman pass up and almost taken from behind, but it is recovered there by Siegel, pressured by Lemon. Pass up the far side to Nev Kesselman. Nev Kesselman cutting around. Pass up to Cannon. Cannon couldn't keep control. It's taken away by Callahan. Cannon was trying to chase back to knock that ball away, and she gets called for the foul.
Yeah, Jesse, I don't know if you can argue with that. I mean, shoulder to shoulder, but gets to a point eventually.
Yeah. No, I think, if you were to be generous for the Brookline argument, Callahan might have sold that one a little bit, but might be one of those where it's like, technically it was a foul, but they needed to sell it to so that the ref would definitely see it. Off the free kick, it's recovered by Svelik. Pass back for Sullivan. Sullivan battling through the defense. Now slides a pass over, finds her target, and a kick forward, not nearly enough on it for a proper shot. It's picked up there by Price. Price punts this one. And that deflects to the outside, and a kick is blocked by Nev Kesselman out of bounds, and it'll be Framingham ball. Throw in, knocked out of bounds. Still with Framingham. And what the heck? Did they just deliberately throw that off of Amalia Lindgren-Palm's shoulder? That was... am I crazy, Nico, or do I have bad eyes or something?
I think she was apologetic after that one.
Oh, my goodness. That one almost turned into a chance for Framingham there, but the deflection went too far out in front and was able to be picked up by Price. Price punts it. Bouncing up the middle, off the head of Donahue. Siegel going to corral this one, tap it to the outside. Given back to Siegel. Pass back to Kesselman. Mirabel Kesselman's kick goes right to Svelik, and it's taken away there by Coe. Over to Siegel. Siegel boots one upfield, knocked down, and Hammond recovers it off the knockdown by Lemon. Pass to the outside, finds her target. Nigrovic going up the field. Pass almost taken away, but recovered there by Nev Kesselman. She got double teamed, but the ball is recovered there by Siegel. Siegel passes it back to Hammond. Hammond lifts it forward, finds Lieberman Wingirter, tapping it forward, deflecting around. Svelik with it, being pursued by Coe, and Svelik lost out of bounds. Good pressure. Wait a second. They're still playing it. I thought it was out of bounds. A lot of people thought it was out of bounds, but I guess not. That pass lost by Framingham, and just as Brookline was kicking it up, that's the double whistle, and that is the half. Wild way to end it, but that's how we end it. And at halftime, the score, Brookline 1, Framingham 0. Lone score of the half, as we take a look at a replay of it, coming from Jada Kimbrough, assisted by Eva Berkson on this corner kick play, as it deflected down, and Kimbrough just sniping it there. Good awareness on a chaotic ball into the box. As we go into halftime, I would like to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of this video. First off, there's a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. So you can follow that link to that Venmo account if you would like to donate any money to the program there. And speaking of donating, you can also find in the description section a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. To date, they have raised about $1.5 million in scholarship funding over about 10 years, and your help is crucial to supporting these Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. And again, all that information in the description section down below. But for now, it is halftime. Brookline 1, Framingham 0. We're going to take a break and mute our mics and run a YouTube ad break here, but we will be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Nico Wise here at Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of this high school varsity girls soccer senior day game between the Brookline High Warriors and the Framingham High Flyers. For Brookline, it was a pair of seniors connecting for what is so far the only goal of the game. Jada Kimbrough scoring off the assist from Eva Berkson. Second assist of the season and career for Berkson. Second goal of the season and sixth of the career for Jada Kimbrough. So, Nico, what do you think is going to be the key for this second half?
Well, Jesse, we saw for the first 5-10 minutes, Brookline really not able to put on any pressure. And after that, it was all Brookline, Jesse. So I think got to come out of the gates firing early. It's only a 1-goal lead. So, Jesse, I mean, I think just going early, Brookline can get another one.
And
just continue the momentum.
Yeah, it could be huge if Brookline gets a second one. There is such a huge difference in a multi-score lead in a low-scoring game like soccer. But if Framingham scores, then it could be a completely different fabric of the game if it's tied up. Let's see what happens. They switch directions. Brookline to start us off. Amalia Lindgren-Palm getting ready to kick off this second half. Going to pass it back to Hannah Greer. Greer going to swing it to the near side to Astrid Nigrovic, who goes back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. A little slow on that pass, but Lindgren-Palm gets it away. Taken by Lila Cannon around midfield, but poked loose there. And they're going to call the foul on Cannon. The ball was knocked away by Nala, but then Cannon came in trying to knock it back and tripped her.
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, that's kind of what we saw to Framingham in the first half. I mean, you lose possession or you're just trying to win the ball back and get a little too aggressive, and that's what Brookline did there. So see if that back line for Brookline can hold up once more.
Ava Callahan launches the free kick into the box off ahead and deflecting around, and Price has it covered, knocks it away. Very close and dangerous chance there. Recovered there by Svelik for Framingham. Cut off by Julia Vianello, and that ball is going to be kicked out of bounds by Greer. It'll be a Framingham throw-in. Throw-in. Complete. Tapped back to the outside. Battling in some tight space for it. Knocked out of bounds. Going to stay. No, it's going to be Brookline ball. And a quick throw-in goes to Kimbrough. Knocked out of bounds again by Framingham. Another throw-in for the Warriors. Throw-in. Lost out of bounds, and it stays with Brookline still. So we're just inching our way up the field with successive throw-ins.
Yeah, see if Brookline can switch the field, get something to work on the other side.
Oh, and a nice little triangle pass there. Gets back to Mirabelle Kesselman, who boots it upfield. Knocked right back by Nala. Bouncing around, Svelik battling with Greer, and Greer kicks it away. Kimbrough keeping the ball in bounds and popping it up the far side, and now it's going to fly out, and it will be Flyers ball. Throw in up that far side, deflecting around, booted away by Brookline. Racing after it is Lila Cannon. Cannon battling for the ball, taps one through to Amalia Lindgren-Palm, wrestling for it, battling for it, shoots, and it misses wide.
I mean, Jesse, another great opportunity. I mean, that's the second time. I'm going to say this, if that goal is a foot bigger, that was 3 in the back of the net for Brookline.
Now a goal kick coming for the Flyers. Callahan to kick this one. Swan deflected down, kicked away. Berkson pushes it up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Tap to the outside to Julia Vianello. Vianello coming down the far side. Crosser comes in right to Cannon. Oh, knocked away. Recovered. Shot. Saved. And, oh, it's covered up by the keeper. Oh, my goodness. Almost a second goal for Jada Kimbrough.
Jesse, you got to give credit to the keeper there. I mean, that's just a great save back to back to back. But another great effort from Brookline. And, Jesse, said it coming out of the break. Brookline's got to start off quick, and that's what they're doing.
This one deflecting around. Back to Greer. Pops it up in the air. Off the head of a defender. Controlled by Donahue. Donahue tries to kick that one into open space. Knocked forward by Brookline over to Cannon. Pops it to the outside looking for Priscilla Hill. Hill keeps the ball in bounds. Trying to turn around. Escapes her defender. Fires a shot. Saved again by the Framingham keeper. And she just barely chases down that loose ball and picks it up. The Framingham keeper is busy early here in this second half, Nico.
Definitely, Jesse. I mean, that's what you want. Even though you're down, you got to keep that lead close so your offense and the rest of your team can try and get one back.
Racing after this ball. And it could not be kept in bounds by Amalia Lindgren-Palm. It's going to be a goal kick for Framingham. Callahan setting up for this goal kick. Brookline been putting on tremendous pressure here. 2 big saves from their keeper as this one deflects down right to Cannon. Cannon sends it up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Struggles to keep control of it, but does control it. Past the outside is going to be recovered by Hill. Hill breaks through, lifts one across, down by Kimbrough, right to Cannon. Shot is blocked. Ricocheting around. Kimbrough recovers it. Kimbrough pass to the outside for Vianello. Vianello tries to send a crosser in, deflects it off the defense, and that's going to be, I believe, a corner kick for Brookline.
Jesse, I mean, Brookline's just pouring it on. I mean, they're just unlucky. I mean, balls are just going off bodies, off of post, off of anything but the back of the net, and Brookline so unlucky not to have another one.
Eva Berkson lining up to send in this corner. This one a line drive, and that one is going to miss well wide and out of bounds. And these goal kicks for Framingham have not really been working, Nico, as they just keep leading to more Brookline attacks.
Yeah, see if they're not even attempting the short opportunity. Well, they are now, but for the majority of the time, they're just trying to go for that long kick like they're doing now, and Brookline's doing a great job intercepting them.
They're reading those fly balls well as they get this one to the outside. Vianello bringing it up. That far side gets taken to the ground. No whistle, but she gets right back up and gets the pass away to Kimbrough. Kimbrough now battling, trying to escape her defender. Passes back. Ball's lifted up in the air by Greer. Just over the head of Cannon. Oh, she could have had a great chance there. She was boxing out her defender well. The keeper looking around. Punts this one. Downed and pushed forward by Berkson up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Sending one to the outside, but nobody's there. And so that one's just going to slowly roll out of bounds. I think she was expecting Vianello to be going up that sideline again, and she wasn't there.
Yeah, either her or Kimbrough expected to be there, but little miscommunication. But Brookline playing really, really tight on Framingham here. Going to try and win the ball back.
This throwing up the line is going to be won back by Vianello, but then taken back by Framingham. Donahue dribbling with it. Framingham crossing midfield for the first time in what feels like forever. As that kick deflects to the outside. Brookline was calling for offsides. They didn't get it. Racing down that far side, and the player goes tumbling. And that one is going to go out of bounds. A player went flying there. It was a bit hard to see. I mean, if a foul is called here, that would be huge. That would be a PK chance for Framingham.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't see the exact contact that was made, but
yeah, and this Framingham player still down. So right now the concern is whether or not she's okay. Brookline High athletic trainer Alex Jazik coming out to take a look and make sure she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. The Skyline turf isn't the best. Could have been a self-inflicted injury there.
And definitely a fair amount of chirping back and forth between the fans. Seems to be good-natured at least, but they're chirping back and forth about whether or not that was a foul. And I'll tell you, Nico, one factor that hasn't been brought up in this conversation is the fact that there's going to be, fair or not, a larger standard of proof for a foul inside the penalty box. You know, just because it's such a monumental thing when it happens that it really has to be clear and obvious foul. You know, if it's a borderline foul, they might give you the call in the middle of the field. That's not as big of a deal. But once it's in the box, once a call in that direction results in a PK chance, the refs, they're going to be more hesitant to blow that whistle, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely, Jesse. I mean, you make a great point. And like you mentioned earlier in the game, we only have one sideline ref, so a little difficult to see if it was a foul from a Brookline player or a self-inflicted foul or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's referee's final decision, wrong or right. It's Brookline ball.
Yeah, the Framingham player, meanwhile, up and walking off on her own power, seems to be holding her lower back, and that's an area of the body you don't want to mess with. So hopefully she is okay, and it looks like they did call the foul, so this is going to be a PK chance for Framingham. So this is a very huge moment here. Ava Callahan, the center back, who's been the primary kicker of free kicks for Framingham, setting up to try and tie this one up. It's saved by Price! Chloe Price with a huge save there, and Brookline stays ahead. Amalia Lindgren-Palm kicks this one up the field, and it's knocked out, but what a play by Chloe Price. Throw in is knocked right back. It's recovered there by Murphy. Pass back to Donahue. Knocked away by Berkson. Goes through everybody down to the Framingham end. Recovered by Peck. Peck's kick is blocked by Cannon. Cannon on the counterattack here. Coming down the baseline. Knocked out of bounds. It is going to be a goal kick. Last touched by Cannon. But, boy, Nico, how about that save by Price?
I mean, what a save there, Jesse. I mean, as a goalie on a penalty kick, you're just told to dive one side. Can't. There's not much else to say about it. You can't say, oh, he's going to go left, she's going to go right. She's got to dive to one side, and made the right decision here and keeping this game Brookline's lead.
That one deflects out of bounds. And, Nico, that's always just the absolute chess match that a PK is not just do you dive to one side or the other, or do you think your opponent is just going to kick it right up the middle, and so the best result is just stand where you are. It's such a head game, and Price read that so well. That one deflects out of bounds, and that one was Brookline ball. Throw in off the foot of Kimbrough, and Framingham just going to let that one bounce out so that they get possession here. Throw in from Peck. Into a sea of bodies there, and the crowd just getting bigger and bigger here at Skyline, which makes it harder and harder for me to see on the near side of the field, as it's another throw-in for Framingham here. This throw-in deflecting towards the box, booted up in the air by Mirabelle Kesselman. Cannon came back for it. And it's going to be booted away there by Hill. Bounces past Kimbrough, and it's corralled by Svelik. But Kimbrough aggressively attacking the ball as they're tangled up for it, and Kimbrough comes away with it. Kimbrough now off and dribbling as she gets tangled up with Callahan, and they're going to call the foul on Callahan as they're going to say she hooked the arm.
Yeah, Jesse, right call there. let him have momentum, but still, at the end of the day, it is a foul, and Brookline, again, in striking distance.
They're going to move that ball a little further back, make that striking distance just a little harder for Hannah Greer on this free kick. And a straightaway angle, not necessarily the best look for a potential crosser. Let's see what she does. She's going to lift this one into the box. It's going to be headed away immediately by Framingham. Booted upfield here by Donahue. And it's a race to the ball, and Mirabelle Kesselman going to get there first while boxing out Georgia Murphy. Murphy applying pressure, and Kesselman forced to kick it out along the side. Still a 1-0 lead in Brookline's favor as Elin Lindgren-Palm kicks that one out of the box. Kimbrough coming back for it. Pass back to Greer. Greer turns around and sends it back to Kesselman. Across the field to Nigrovic. Nigrovic being pursued and gets the ball away. He's going to miss her target that time as it goes out of bounds, Framingham ball. Madison Steenberg, the throw-in, gets to Donahue. Back to Steenberg. Back up to Donahue. Donahue being pressured from the front and the back, but she maintains possession. Sends that ball down the near side. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Going to stay with Framingham. Framingham seems to really be picking up the pressure now here in the second half. Brookline was pouring it on early in the first half, but now Framingham, as they lift this one into the box, and it's caught by Chloe Price with Aranza Ramirez crashing to the net to try and knock that one in. Price punts this one as the sun peeks through once again here at Skyline Park. Ramirez pass, got away from Lemon, and it's knocked back, and now it's a race to the ball, and it's being won by Cannon. Cannon, pass through, deflected but recovered. Another pass, and it's kicked away by Callahan. Lemon gets it to the outside. Cut off by Cannon, who raced back for that one. Passed it back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Her kick blocked. Recovered by Nigrovic. Nigrovic couldn't get enough on that kick. Taken by Murphy. Murphy launches one. Oh, but not enough on it as Price makes it look easy, taking it off one hop there.
Well, that's why you have the rest of your defenders to do that. One mistake, but closed in on that one. Forced to take a unlucky shot there, and Brookline got out of that one.
Brookline avoiding disaster so far by the skin of their teeth in the second half. A saved penalty kick shot, and a shot just not having enough on it there. Callahan's kick is blocked, and now Brookline charging in. This is Kimbrough fighting for it. Bodies go flying. It's still live. Amalia Lindgren-Palm trying to fight it through. Knocked away by the defense. Still in play. Berkson. They're battling for it. Deflected back. Berkson passes it back to Cannon. Cannon looking around. Passes it back. Sent back up by Nigrovic up to Cannon. Cannon tap into the outside, and that is just going to miss. That's going to go out of bounds. Framingham ball. Boy, another close chance for the Warriors there. And I think we got a substitution. Oh, and they actually called a foul on Brookline, so it's going to be a free kick for Framingham as they flip the field. Murphy battling along the near side, knocked away, goes back to Lemon. Lemon sends it forward again, blocked by Brookline. Berkson fighting to corral it, and she does, gets it back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Now up to Greer. Greer Sends it across midfield into open space here, and that's just going to roll out of bounds, Framingham ball.
Yeah, again, Jesse, let's see Brookline does here. See if they're able to trap Framingham again. They've done it pretty well so far today.
And this throw-in is taken by Kimbrough. Kimbrough's kick is deflected, and that's going to fly out to the far side into a massive blind spot from the sun. It's taken no, it's lost out of bounds, and it's going to be Framingham ball.
Yeah, a little difficult to see out there, Jesse, especially with the sun beating down.
But as tough as it is to see, it is Framingham ball at the moment, as some subs checking in for both teams. Throw in. It's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Framingham. This throw in. Battle for the ball, and now the pass back intercepted by Brookline. Send it back to Elin Lindgren-Palm. Lifts this one out to the near side, too much on it, and that'll be Framingham ball again. Peck's throw in, off ahead, out of bounds, and it's going to be Brookline ball. And actually, they're saying Framingham ball.
Yeah, it's been a little miscommunication. I mean, Brookline took that one.
Donahue's throw in, booted away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Tapped by Amalia Lindgren-Palm to the outside to Nev Kesselman. Kesselman racing up the wing. Knocked away by the defense, out of bounds. That's going to be Brookline ball. Quick throw in here. That kick blocked, and it's going to stay with Brookline. Another quick throw in, tapped back to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Sends a pass through, finds a target. Dribbling out with it now is Paige Hammond. Hammond sends it back to, I believe, Mirabelle Kesselman. Bit hard to see. Pass up to Kimbrough to the outside to, I believe, Vianello. Back up to Kimbrough. I think they just whistled for offsides. Is that what happened?
Yeah, Jesse, I mean, the limited view we have, I think that's, yeah, it must have been an offsides call there, possibly on Kimbrough.
My kingdom for some clouds to come through again. This one towards it, the ball is somewhere, I promise. It's taken back by Brookline. Upfield knocked away by Framingham. It'll be another Brookline throw-in. Throw in to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Tap to the outside, and they just run out of room. And it is Framingham ball, I believe.
Yeah, again, another opportunity for Brookline to trap Framingham in this position. Done it so well so far today.
This throw-in is going to be corralled by Brookline. That's Vianello sending it up the line to, I want to say, Kimbrough. And they get the ball towards the middle now. Pass back to Nigrovic. Nigrovic sending it forward to Nev Kesselman. Kesselman charging in, and her shot sails high.
Yeah, again, another great opportunity there. Just like you said, that one just goes high. But again, this Framingham back line just been struggling. This fire-powered Brookline offense. Been doing that all day.
Still just a one-score game at the moment. This ball deflecting back and forth through the sun. Goes back to around midfield, kicked back by Brookline by Nigrovic. Now deflecting around midfield where the visibility is at its worst. Kicked away by Brookline, and that's going to bounce out of bounds. Throw in for Framingham. And could not be kept in bounds by Svelik, and it will be Brookline ball. Battling for position along this near sideline. Nev Kesselman gets the ball out, but it's intercepted by Callahan. Callahan passing it up the middle, sent further up, knocked away by Elin Lindgren-Palm. And it'll be Sullivan first to the ball for Framingham. And it'll be a Brookline throw-in. Looks like this ball was with Framingham right now as they kick it upfield. Headed down by Mirabel Kesselman over to Berkson. And I think we got a foul called against Framingham.
Yeah,
and Brookline is going to rush the free kick. They're giving us no time to say anything here. Cutting through is Vianello, sending a pass up, and offsides was called.
Yeah, really lucky. I mean, Jesse, I don't know if it's just the sun, but it's hard for everyone to see anything. Framingham waits to take this one.
Sorry about that, folks. I was just trying to grab my hat. This one headed down. Deflects towards the middle. Nev Kesselman trying to come back for it, but it is going to be taken there by Steenberg. Now sending a pass up the near side. And it's a battle along that near side being sent upfield by Framingham. Negrovic going to box out. Let that one roll out the back line. Both officials looking at each other. And it looks like they're going to call a corner for Framingham.
Yeah, I mean, I think just a little confusing there, Jesse, but yet again, it's a Brookline corner. See if they're able to capitalize here.
Framingham getting set. Is this Framingham's first corner kick today?
Could be. I mean, it's been all Brookline on the corner kick side of the ball.
This one lifted high. Deflects back and just away from the foot of Donahue, who is waiting for that one, and instead going to be blocked out of bounds by Hammond and be a Framingham throw-in. Throw-in knocked out of bounds immediately by Brookline, and it will stay with the Flyers. This one is now going to be booted away by Brookline, up to Nev Kesselman, knocked loose, but Kesselman recovers. Swarmed by Flyers defenders, but she still gets the pass away, up to Vianello. Vianello from that far side, sending one forward, kicked away by Callahan. Amalia Lindgren-Palm staying after it, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throw in. Amalia Lindgren-Palm fits a pass through to Nev Kesselman. Kesselman taps it back to Juliana Siegel, who's back into the game. Siegel trying to fend off her defender, but her kick is blocked by Ramirez. Recovered by Vianello. Vianello sending one forward. Deflected by Callahan, bouncing through, and Brookline recovers as Hammond came back for that one. Pass back to Negrovic, but the pass intercepted now by Peck. Natalie Peck taking it up the near side for Framingham. Disrupted by the Brookline defense, and it's kicked away by Berkson. This one chased down by the Flyers. And now it's going to be lost out of bounds. Brookline ball. Throw in, tapped back, Berkson. Up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Just looking around, passes it back to Hammond. Hammond back to Nigrovic, across to Elin Lindgren-Palm, who kicks it upfield. Downed by Callahan. Callahan gets the pass away. Weird ricochet like a pinball. And ultimately booted away once again by Elin Lindgren-Palm. Kimbrough recovering that ball, keeping it in bounds. Sends a pass back, finds her target. Dribbling up with his Siegel. Siegel trying to send a pass through, but there was nobody there, and it's picked up by the Framingham keeper.
Yeah, yet again, Brookline. I mean, Jesse, this Brookline offense just been so dominant today. I think just surprised they only have one.
It has been a number of monumental defensive stops by Framingham that has kept this a one-score game for the Brookline offense, including a number of nice saves by the keeper. As this ball intercepted now by Paige Hammond. Pass back. Nigrovic kicks it up to Siegel. Siegel having to come back for that one. Sends it back to Mirabel Kesselman. Jukes around one. Now sending it upfield. Bouncing along. Vianello breaking through. A shot saved again.
Gotta give credit, Jesse. Again, the keeper just another amazing stop. Keeping Framingham in this one.
And my mistake, that was not Vianello. That was Nev Kesselman, who almost would have had a goal assisted by her older sister if that one had worked. As that one is going to roll out of bounds. And it looks like it'll be Brookline ball. Throw in, out of bounds, now goes to Framingham. And it looks like we've got a timeout called here in the second half. Still 1-0 in favor of Brookline, as we've got a note in the live chat from Lucy Blanchard sending a shout out to Chloe Price from Maryland. Way to go, Chloe, go Brookline. And Price has really made the biggest play of the second half so far with that PK save that kept this a Brookline lead.
Yeah, definitely, Jesse. I mean, got to give credit to both keepers, keeping this game just a 1-0 game, and it's what you have your keepers for, and they've just been so strong today.
Yep, the keepers are keeping. That's what they're here to do. Refs whistling for the teams to come out after the timeout. And Nico, if you're Framingham, with the pressure that Brookline's been pouring on, what are you talking about in that timeout?
I mean, Jesse, it has to just be, there's been so many times where you win possession, you get a throw in your defensive side of the half, and then you just lose possession, which leads to a Brookline counterattack. Got to get more solid with those. Bring those up. Try and advance the ball. Try to get a shot on goal.
Well, we'll see how they do on this throw in, and it's stolen away by Nev Kesselman, and I think Kesselman drew the foul, so they did the exact opposite of what you were saying they needed to do there, Nico, as Nev Kesselman takes that ball away and draws a foul. Her older sister Mirabel Kesselman setting up to take the free kick. This kick flying into the box, and it's going to be caught by the keeper. This punt knocked down by Steenberg and recovered by Framingham. Pass given back to Steenberg. Steenberg sends this one upfield, looking for number 5 in a race. Down the near side, crosser rolls in. Oh my gosh! That one knocked away by Mirabel Kesselman. There were about, 3 different players racing to that ball, and Kesselman gets there first.
Well, and finally, Jesse Framingham gets another opportunity. I mean, it's been all Brookline for the majority part of this game.
Corner kick, chance now for Framingham. And that one right at a foot, but they couldn't get enough on it, and it's an easy pickup for Chloe Price. And we got a couple of players down here. And one of them is Chloe Price, the keeper for Brookline. We got another Framingham player down. I'm not sure what happened. Nico, did you see anything?
Could have just been a collision going up for the ball, but
Chloe Price back on her feet, trying to walk off whatever's ailing her. The Framingham player still down. Slowly standing herself up, and that to me presents concern that it might be a head injury or something.
well, anything with the head nowadays, professional, high school, college, got to be so careful.
Absolutely. That's Aranza Ramirez of Framingham, who's going to be coming off the field. Looks like Chloe Price will be sticking around. Chloe Price has been toughing it out this season. Her first year as the starting keeper for Brookline, taking over for Julia Cherwin. And she's had to be tough. I mean, she had a game in Natick where not only did she have to face an onslaught of one of the best teams in the state, but also, her hand ended up hitting the crossbar on one save she was making, and she just had to keep toughing it out. Punts this one. Framingham controlling the ball. Steenberg's pass knocked away by Brookline, but recovered by Framingham. Moving it along that far side. Vianello cutting it off and stealing that ball away from Brookline. Framingham's trying to steal it back. No one's getting really secure possession here, but now it's booted the other way by the Warriors. A race back to the ball, and Framingham will get there first. They're going to send it out to the far side, still in play as Amalia Lindgren-Palm takes it, sends a pass through to Cannon. Cannon sends it back to Siegel. Siegel looking for a shot, and that's just going to bounce wide.
Yeah, but again, another great push here from Brookline. I mean, Jesse, I've said this multiple times. How is this 1-0?
Well, that's where we got to give a lot of credit to the Framingham keeper, who's made a number of saves here today. Brookline now pushing with it again. Siegel dribbling across. Pass couldn't fit through, and it's taken by Steenberg. Steenberg taking it across midfield for Framingham. Pass goes up to Murphy. Murphy moving down the near side. Battling with Negrovich. And it's out of bounds. It's going to be Framingham ball. Throw in deep in Brookline territory. And immediately Brookline players swarm that area. And they managed to knock that ball away. Up to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. She's got plenty of space to work. She's just going to take it up herself. Sends a pass up looking for Priscilla Hill, but that ball goes off her foot too far, and it's going to roll out the back line. Sub checking in, and that is Aranza Ramirez, who went down on that previous play in the box and she appears to be okay as well, so that's good news. Goal kick for Framingham. Deflected up in the air. Off a couple of heads. Still more heads. Now being deflected back by Brookline. Feel like I'm watching a pinball here. As it's still just bouncing around. Now it's going to be taken by Kimbrough. Kimbrough cuts towards the middle. Kimbrough fires and did not have as much of an angle as she thought there, as that one misses wide.
Yeah, but Jesse, that's a shot you want to take outside, just inside the 18. Made a good angle there. Had the idea. Just really hard to get your foot around that ball when you're driving into the net like that.
Absolutely. This one being knocked back and forth. Murphy gets a pass away. Disrupted by Hill, but Steenberg going to stay after it. Pass up, give and go back to Steenberg. Steenberg trying to send it to the outside again, and it's lost out of bounds. Got away from Ava Lombardo there. Brookline throw in. Back to Nigrovic. Kicks it upfield, knocked back by Callahan. And Nigrovic is going to just let that one roll out of bounds. Brookline ball. Now this throw in. Kimbrough with it. Taps it back. Kicked up. Blocked by Donahue. Siegel going to recover that ball. Pass it back to Nigrovic. Nigrovic kicks it. Rolls all the way up to Kimbrough. And now Kimbrough's off and running with it. Kimbrough bringing it up. Cutting towards the middle. And she's tripped up by Callahan. And they're going to call the foul.
Jesse, I mean, that is probably the most clear yellow card you will ever see. And there it is.
And that temporary loss, though it may be, that could be a big loss defensively for Framingham. Ava Callahan has been a stalwart on that back line for the Flyers today. But it'll be interesting to see what Brookline does with this free kick chance here, Nico. I've said this before for those who have watched the streams. When you've got a free kick this close to the penalty box, it's actually a much tougher shot than you'd think, because you want to get that upward arc, because you need to get it over the wall of defenders, but you also want
Jesse.
to... Wait!
Oh.
But there was no official... Oh, my gosh. Thank you for interrupting me there, Nico. I had no idea something was happening. And then all of a sudden, Brookline's kicking it into the net, but it's a false start, effectively, as the official hadn't signaled for it. I'm just going to shut up now and wait for the play to start at this point. I'm not going to chance it after that. Mirabel Kesselman to kick this one. We're going to have Juliana Siegel to flank her. Taps it to Siegel. Tries the shot. It's blocked this time. Battling to recover the ball now. And it's kicked away by Framingham. And now it's stolen away by Hill. Hill pushing it forward. Giving chase is Amalia Lindgren-Palm, and she does keep it in bounds along the baseline there. The defender taking it away. Sends it up, knocked back by Vianello. And another kick blocked. Ricochets right over to Hill. Hill going to leave it for Kimbrough. A nice move. Cutting around and blocked there. Recovered by Berkson. Taps it over to Siegel. Siegel dribbling back. Going to pass it back to Nigrovic. To the outside to Mirabel Kesselman. Kesselman's kick is blocked. Blocked there by Lombardo. Ramirez given chase, but Elin Lindgren-Palm gets there first. Her kick knocked right back. Ramirez stopped by Siegel this time. Siegel pushes it forward, too far forward, and the goalie picks it up. Kimbrough might have been offsides anyhow. Some chaotic play here. Still just a one-score game. 1-0 Brookline leads. Is this ball bouncing around? Now being taken down the far side by Sullivan. Blocked by Vianello, and she gets the favorable deflection Brookline ball. Throw in. Out of bounds, stays with Brookline. No scoreboard or anything here, so we can't tell how much time we got left here in the second half. As this pass from Cannon, just a touch too far for Kimbrough, knocked away there by Peck.
Yeah, I will say, Jesse, I would assume just around 5. I think we started this half around 4:45.
And Amalia Lindgren-Palm trying to cut through, but the defense cuts her off. That's Donahue clearing it out. As this one, hard collision, and they're going to blow the whistle against Brookline there.
Yeah, in these final few minutes here, Jesse, Brookline got to be solid on that back line.
And this one knocked back by Brookline. Bounces over to Cannon. Cannon, the defender on her back, passes it to Nigrovic. Nigrovic gets it away to Kesselman. Kesselman's kick blocked by Ramirez. Bouncing around. Kesselman slices that kick, but it's going to roll back to Elin Lindgren-Palm, who sends it up to Siegel. And there is your triple whistle, and there is your ball game. Brookline triumphant on Senior Day. The final score, the Brookline High Warriors 1, the Framingham High Flyers 0.
Well, Jesse, an all-around great game here for Brookline. Very strong on offense, very strong on defense, but at the end of the day, Chloe Price, her star player for today's game.
Absolutely. For Brookline, the stars were 2 of the seniors. The goal scored by Jada Kimbrough, assisted by Eva Berkson, as we show that replay one last time. And then with that 1-0 lead, Brookline just needed to hold on. And it was Chloe Price who delivered the biggest defensive play of that second half, stopping a PK shot to keep the lead and keep the score where it would stay up until the end. As we got a second note in the live chat from Tom Rinker saying more love for Price, who had herself a great day today. Brookline improves to 5-7-5 on the season as we come towards the end of the regular season. Brookline well on their way to a state tournament berth. And if they can stay at this spot in the power rankings or even a little higher, they could host a game in the round of 32. Framingham, meanwhile, they fall to 4-9-4. Their latest power ranking was 25th, so they still seem well on their way to a state tournament appearance, although depending, they might get a home game in the play-in round, depending on how many teams make the play-in round. But if and when they get to the round of 32, it would certainly be the visiting team in that situation. Well, that's going to do it for this game. Nico Wise, thank you so much for joining us today. And get well soon, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm just going to wrap up this broadcast. But before I do, just want to say some quick words about this senior class of 2026 for Brookline here on Senior Day. Those of you who have been following my streams for a number of seasons, you know this is kind of a traditional thing I do, try and give some good shout-outs to all of the individual players on this senior class. I might be a little while on this. If you need to go, feel free to. Don't worry, but you can also stick around. Going through this senior class, first, let's talk about one of the players who got a point today, Eva Berkson. Eva Berkson, like a number of members of this senior class, a player that I saw come up through JV. This is a class that really makes me so grateful for the opportunities I've had to cover JV. So I got to see players, like Eva Berkson coming up, got to see her make some magnificent plays her junior year. I think I got to see her score a goal against Newton South during her JV, during her time on JV. So I knew that she had some talent coming into varsity. She was just kind of buried on a very deep depth chart last year. This year, she's gotten her first chance to really get some regular playing time at that midfield spot, and she's really made the most of it. She's been a very balanced all-around player, able to make things happen in that transition game for Brookline, both offensively and defensively. And today, standing tall with her second career assist at the varsity level and her second of this season, by my count, is she also got an assist during that 4-0 victory against Danvers. So hats off to Eva Berkson. Next, let's talk about number 20, Priscilla Hill. Priscilla Hill, another player who's kind of had to just, wait for her opportunities. I think she was a little bit in the rotation along the wings last year. But this year, she's really, made a much bigger impact. She's grown her game in such a big way, making herself much more noticeable to the fans and the opponents here on the pitch. And, of course, got her first career varsity goal earlier this season in the 1-0 win over Acton Boxborough. I was so happy that I was able to be here and to see that moment for her. And so you can expect her to make more impact along the wings as this season goes on. Hats off to Priscilla Hill. Next, let's talk about number 19, Jada Kimbrough. Kimbrough, another player that I saw come up from the JV level. Got to see her make a lot of plays at the JV level, then move her way up to the varsity level back in sophomore year, actually. Was just kind of, buried on the depth chart her sophomore year. Did manage to get her first 2 goals of her career during a blowout win against, I want to say, against a relatively easy opponent, and a 10-0 victory in the round of 32 for Brookline during that push back in 2023. Last year in 2024 was more of a regular part of that forward rotation for Brookline. Again, still kind of buried behind some of the talented college-bound players that Brookline had leading their offense. And now this year coming out strong, registering her second goal of the season and 6th goal of her career. She got 2 goals in 2023, 2 goals in 2024, and now she scored her second goal of 2025 here today. The game winner on Senior Day, so special. She's got 6 goals and 3 assists on her career so far, and she's going to be hoping to bring more. She's really grown her game over the years. Like I said, these players that are getting more playing time, growing their games, becoming a lot more noticeable here for us fans and opponents. And Jada Kimbrough, her aggressiveness at that forward position, her ability to give chase at defenders, fight for that ball, move it around, it's just grown so much, and it's been such a pleasure to see her game grow over the years. Hats off to Jada Kimbrough. Now let's talk about number 25, Lila Cannon. Lila Cannon, yet to register a point so far as I know, this season. I got a couple goals unaccounted for, but she has been a noticeable part of the offensive rotation for Brookline over the past couple of years. 4 goals and 2 assists for Lila Cannon, as during her sophomore and junior years, just like Jada Kimbrough, she's been a part of that striker rotation, and her skill set's a very different one. I mentioned, the speed, the aggressiveness, and the ball handling skills that Jada Kimbrough has displayed this year. Great goal, Jada. Awesome.
Thank you, Elliot.
But meanwhile, Lila Cannon, very different skill set, as she's got the size, she's got the height, she's got the muscle to fight for balls when they come into the box. You know, she's gotten some nice header goals over the years. She's shown an ability to put pressure on the defense. And, you know, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that she could still get her first points of this 2025 season in the games yet to come. Hats off to Lila Cannon. And now let's talk about the first of the twins, number 7, Amalia Lindgren-Palm. Another player that over the past couple of years, you know, kind of been buried on that striker depth chart on a strong Brookline offense and has now stepped up into a much bigger role this year. Out of the 3 goals and 4 assists that she has for her career so far, 2 goals and 1 assist have come this season as she's really stepped up. We saw her abilities throughout this game, her ability to push up as kind of a wing striker, move that ball up the sideline and really create a lot of pressure for opponents. You know, another player who is, you know, like I've said time and again, really grown her game over the years. I saw her play at the JV level. Another player I saw come up from JV, like pretty much all of the players I mentioned so far. And she has really shown a lot of growth over the years. Hats off to Amalia Lindgren-Palm. And now as we talk about the captains, let's talk about the other half of the Lindgren-Palm twins. Number 3, Elin Lindgren-Palm. And Elin Lindgren-Palm, a player that has, you know, moved around to a bunch of different spots. Last year, she was kind of a wing midi. Got that big goal in the Braintree game in the round of 16 last year for the first goal of her varsity career. Scored another goal this year and another clutch one as she scored that equalizer against Wellesley earlier this season. Happy to say I've borne witness to both of her 2 career goals that go along with her 4 career assists. And Elin Lindgren-Palm, she's moved back to a center back role on defense this season following the graduation of, again, a number of talented players on defense. And she has really manned that defensive spot so well. You know, she's got great instincts, a great nose for the ball. And, you know, she's gone from that transition part of the game to a defensive part of the game. And she's made that transition look so smooth. Hats off to Elin Lindgren-Palm. And now moving up to a player who has continued to play along the wing as a wing midi, number 13, Julia Vianello. Julia Vianello has been such a big part of the transition game for Brookline for the past couple of years now. You know, we saw, especially towards the end of the season last year and towards the playoffs, the kinds of combinations that Brookline was able to work with Julia Vianello along the wings. Their ability to move the ball laterally and to move it up the sideline is a credit to Vianello and her ability to move the ball, her ability to move off ball and get into the spots she needs in order to help the team in transition. She's shown a lot of great ability in that position. And you know next year she's going to be sorely missed in that transition game. 1 goal so far this season for her, 3 goals and 4 assists on the career. Hats off to Julia Vianello. And then last and certainly not least, the 3rd co-captain for Brookline this year, number 21, Mirabelle Kesselman. Kesselman, the 1 4-year varsity player amongst the class of 2026. She came on as a midi 4 years ago, back in 2022, showed an immediate impact as a freshman midi, scored her first career goal that year in a game against Natick. I remember being there for that one. And she's just continued to find ways to contribute to this team at, all 3 levels. Like I said, as a midi, made her presence known in the transition game. Offensively, even as she got moved to that back line, the big boot that she brings as a free kick kicker has allowed her to contribute in a big way. 2 goals this season, 6 goals and 6 assists on her career. And you really can't say enough about her defensive ability. She's big, she's strong, she's got a nose for the ball. She reads the field really well. And I said it before, North Dakota State is getting a fine player next year in Mirabelle Kesselman. You know that the sky is the limit with her and the talent that she's shown throughout her career. Hats off to Mirabelle Kesselman. Well, thank you all for listening and indulging me in this traditional rant that I go on senior days. And thank you all for watching this broadcast here today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to say after this live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. And also remember to be on the lookout for the recorded version of this broadcast that I'll be uploading later tonight. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying my stuff. And be sure to check out the links in the description section of the video down below. The official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, girls and boys, varsity, JV, and freshmen. The link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation, as well as the links related to me, my personal website, my email, my Instagram and Facebook. I'll be posting highlights from this game on this channel as well as on Instagram and Facebook, so be sure to check out all those links related to me in the bottom right corner of your screen as well as in the description section down below. But for this broadcast, that's going to do it. Brookline 1, Framingham 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you all in the playoffs.